You went early.
No, I didn't. 7:30.
Liar.
It's 7:30.
Freaking liar. Can't never trust you. Gingers.
I just didn't want to hear it from the guys being like, "Oh, you're late."
Well, I mean, it's truly because we're on Dakota time. So I mean, it's how we are, right?
I'm still on Atlanta time.
Boy, I tell you what, I am still exhausted from it. Have not got the sleep back up from it, and whatever I woke up with Sunday has started to transpire into more and more congestion. So, thanks for that.
Oh, you're sick?
Yeah, I'm getting like this cough cold thing.
Oh,
All the
great.
greatness from Atlanta is getting just muted by my freaking cough.
Did you chug from the Freedom Funnel?
I did. One of you.
Might be
One
it.
of you.
What, me?
I think you're the only one not. No, you and Joseph. You and Joseph are the only ones not to chug from the Freedom Funnel. We're going to fix that for Bristol.
Sure, why not?
Dalton, clip it. I know you're not even here because I'm looking at
God bless America, and gentlemen, start your engine!
Still down there. Still down there.
Still outside corner, you're number one.
Was out. Hell was out. Then just about outwrecked him. And then she busted her ass.
What are you reading?
Group chat.
Wow. Wow. It's time for our podcast, sir. We need to jump into some NASCAR racing.
What do you want to talk about? We didn't do anything
What?
this weekend.
I mean,
We didn't do anything this weekend.
Yeah, we didn't do much. We just showed up at Atlanta, had the boys there. Are you still drinking from the beast that we had left over?
Oh.
Oh, no, those are different ones.
I got some more. I thought that shit up.
You know, Dakota had to trade in some beast for his beer, and it worked out because those beasts were actually pretty good.
Guess what? Yeah, those nasties or whatever they were called.
Yeah, whatever they call them.
I know you're not a peach guy, but the peach one was really good.
Didn't try it. Oh, dang it, hanging out. But yeah, no, we were at Atlanta this week. It was freaking phenomenal. We had everybody out there, even in the comment. We had Joseph out there. The first time it feels like since 2018 that we've had Joseph on the bus for a full race, just participating from beginning to finish.
Race weekend.
I still count his first race because I don't count the previous year or earlier this year. I guess it was
earlier this year.
Yeah, I don't count that. He wasn't fully enveloped then. He's fully enveloped now.
Yeah. Well, at least he came for the whole weekend. So.
Came for the whole weekend, had a great time. We all had a good time. It kind of reminded me of the old days, back when we started with the All-Star. Only person we were missing was Alex.
I'm sure he's not watching.
He's not watching.
No.
But, no, I mean, it kind of felt like the old days. And, having the entire group there was freaking phenomenal. The Chairgating boys, the Left Turn Colt boys. And then, obviously, we had a Logano fan with us.
Well, only two of the LTC boys.
Only two. Well, be careful. We might lose our sleeping nest if we talk about it. So got to be mindful of sensitivities. But yeah, no, it was a great time. We had a great time out there. Great food, great times, man. We got to be there. No truck racing, which honestly probably was good because
I mean, I would have taken some truck racing. Maybe a Friday night under the lights.
See, that's the thing. I'm for some night racing.
Although Friday night was pretty fun too, except for waiting at Atlanta airport for 3 hours. Pittman.
Yeah, thanks, Pittman. Next time you say your flight lands in like an hour and a half, make sure you mean that it actually lands in an hour and a half. If y'all didn't know, you have to keep making loops at Atlanta, especially when you arrive there at 7 and then wait till 10:30 to actually pick up the person you're there for.
Better yet, just don't fly Frontier.
That also would be very good piece there.
Yeah. What's
Andrew? Up, Fuller? Where were you at? I thought you said you were coming to Atlanta, or is it Bristol you're coming to?
I think he's going to Bristol.
I think it's Bristol. I already talked with Levi Harden and them over at the NG Nation boys, our friends over there, and they are working. So he will be in turns 3 and 4, and then she will be just crowding it up. So she'll be out there somewhere too. But he'll be in turns 3 and 4 somewhere.
Well, I guess we'll meet up with Levi naturally at some point.
Yes, 100%. Did they join?
Yeah. So Bristol, I'm really excited about Bristol in 2 weeks. Apparently,
Yeah, I mean.
Yo, Logan is in the chat.
Logan joined.
What
in
is
the world?
up, Logan?
That's our boy right there.
Yeah.
Dude, we made new brothers this weekend. I mean, we had a great time. We had some randoms come up, and they ended up being pretty cool too. You know, overall, I'll give it to them. They were pretty nice. I forgot already, Joseph, that you were coming to Bristol, so I'm excited again. We need to reach out to. Are you coming both days? We need to get a side chat going with you to see if we need to add you to the sleeping establishments. So
yeah, let's figure. I'll text you after the. Well, I'll text you right now. Figure it out. Work on that.
Y'all have a blast. Yeah, Joseph, you have a blast. I'm gonna show you around. Hey, we're going to Pal's for breakfast, Dalton. Make sure everyone has to try Pal's breakfast. I don't care if they go for lunch, but they gotta try Pal's breakfast because I'm super excited. But not everyone has been able to taste the Pal's breakfast, and that's probably the best part of Tennessee. What's up, Dalton? How's it going, buddy?
I'm curious about this Pal's breakfast deal.
Dude, every time I've had that biscuit, it sticks to your mouth. It's still so fresh, and everything just tastes so good. They have sausage gravy too. Boy, it'll cross your eyes. I mean, it makes my fat rolls jiggle just from eating it. I'm not even moving, and they're just.
Joseph said he wants to do both days.
All right, cool. Well,
let's see Joe Jr.'s final race.
What's up, man? We got
Jeremy's it. The whole group chat's joining. You guys are awesome.
Dude, love to see it. You love to see it. But
Jeremy,
yeah, let's get into Atlanta.
I'm saying you need to make a trip to Bristol. Figure it out.
Yeah, Jeremy, there's space. I even have a back seat that me and you both can fit in.
Yeah.
Together, same time.
Yeah, like carpool with David.
Literally, everyone can meet at my house. I'm off. I'm starting Thursday, so facts on pals, 100%. J Daddy, what's up? Y'all taking the bus up to Bristol? No, we're not taking the bus up to Bristol, but we will all be at Bristol. We gotta.
Yeah, I think it just died.
It flashed green and then you're froze. Oh no, he's coming back.
No.
That's how much excitement is going on right now. The fact that Andy's computer can't even keep up. So let's finish Atlanta first, and then we'll get over into the Bristol side because this is about to be a freaking amazing weekend.
We haven't even talked about Atlanta yet. So
yeah. We got to get this part down. So Atlanta, we show up on Friday.
Yeah. Left a little bit late.
Left late.
That was okay.
This is how we're gonna have to set it up from now on because it was nice that we were not in a rush from the beginning to end. We were able to do whatever we needed to get there. We got set up our own time, and then the boys' night started. We had Dakota over at Chairgating. We had to wait for Pittman that was supposed to be there an hour.
I think we're going to start a new tradition too. So, since the Atlanta summer race next year is in June, isn't it?
Yes, it's going to be hot, but it's a night race.
But it's a night race, so it's Saturday night. So we're going to go up Thursday, and Thursday is going to be the boys' night at Dakota's.
Well, we do also need to look because
I'm just saying for the guys that are in the group chat already or in the chat right now from the group chat, plan on taking Thursday off too, so we're gonna have a boys' night at Dakota's.
Steaks, we'll grill out, we'll have a good time, we'll smoke cigars, we'll drink, we'll go down to the podcast room. Maybe we can actually play beer pong if someone doesn't throw away the cups again. Looking at you, Dakota. Looking at you.
True.
But no, it's gonna be a great time. I mean, I think it's a great new tradition we had. Let's see, David out there, first time we had ever met him, one of Dakota's friends. Logan back out. First time you've met Logan, right? That was the first time for you?
Yeah.
Because he was
Logan's already a G, so love me some Logan.
Yeah. And then he was at Dega for us. That was second time for him. And we just had a blast there. Waited for Pittman. Finally got Pittman. brought him back, and then we woke up and it was race day action. We were getting ready. You cooked some bomb ass breakfast. The bacon bagel thing. Not a big bagel fan, but I'll take it.
It worked out. I didn't even ask if you liked it, but I saw you ate it, so I figured you liked it.
The good news is I'm fat, so 9 times out of 10, you're gonna make something I'm gonna eat.
Maybe next time you like muffins.
Bro, I'll tear up some. I will tear up some muffins.
Like a McMuffin type deal.
Mm-hmm.
Because those are fucking bomb too.
Oh yeah. But we went from there. Cooked. Let's see. That day we have a meal. So if y'all don't know, for those that aren't in the group chat that might tune in, like Andrew, I know you're not in our group chat because you're not cool enough for us anymore. Apparently.
He left the snap one.
Dude, we had the slow cooked or smoked sausage cheese dip. That was phenomenal.
Oh god damn, that was so good.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be a new race tradition because that's just so easy to make, so quick, and like I can sit there, get everything prepped, and then just let it go for a while.
It gives you a reason to use the Loco Gringo.
That too. Like I said, the Loco Gringo, I love it for chili, cheese dip. That's the two things I use it for.
I kind of want to make some chili now.
Dude, the chili's freaking phenomenal.
Yeah.
But then we had Xfinity, and Xfinity was popping. Now, we're at the race, so you all are going to have to take this with the difference between at a race and then watching it on TV. Now, we do also have it on TV. I had it on my laptop. We do our live stream and everything. But the racing, watching it, I thought was pretty good. But watching it on the computer and TV looked terrible.
Dalton, I'll explain to you that in the group chat. I'm not doing that here. I'm not doing that here. Maybe we could do that FaceTime shit again.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do the FaceTime thing again because I want to see his face. I'm cool enough. I'm missing out on, bro. We invited you when we created it, and you were like, "No, man, liar."
Yeah, you left the Snap group.
Yeah.
The OG. Yeah, you're always the butt master at camp. So
it just works out. I think the meal plan thing is perfect because everyone gets good food. No one has to spend an arm and a leg. It ended up being $10 per person for the entire weekend for all the food that we had. And I mean, it was all good. We were all full. There was leftovers every single time. So it definitely was enough food.
Yeah, that shit was good. What did we do for dinner? Oh, we did chicken thighs.
Chicken thighs. I did them spicy this time to see what it was like.
Yeah, those were bombing. Those were bomb too.
Yeah. So obviously a great plan. If y'all end up going to races, make sure you set up a meal plan. Get with some good friends because it is a blast. But
what I was kind of thinking about too was like I don't want to talk about Bristol just yet, but the food situation. So what if I bring the 340 to Bristol when we're tailgating?
I mean, I'm down for it. I can do that cheese dip, like I said, it's super easy. I can do the chicken thighs super easy. Most other than the butt, which I can do ahead of time before we even go up there, I can do pretty simple, pretty freaking easy.
Yeah. Let me study on that. Make sure that it fits under my tonneau cover.
Yeah, let's see if we can make that happen.
Yeah. Yeah, you did
that's right. That's why you got to come for multiple days.
Yeah. I had to work.
Yeah, we're gonna make it happen.
Yep.
Atlanta.
I'm so excited for Bristol. Anyway, Atlanta. Yeah, let's get in the race.
Xfinity first, since we were there. Did you get to watch much of it? Because I know you were having a good time too.
Yeah, I mean, I watched the whole Xfinity race. Had an excellent time. The Xfinity race itself, though, at Atlanta.
It's the package. The package needs to get changed for those.
It is the package. I don't know what they need to do exactly to make it better, but maybe more horsepower. It's like they don't have enough speed. Maybe there's too much drag in the car. I don't know, but they don't race like the Cup cars, and Cup cars at Atlanta are fucking phenomenal. We'll talk about that in a minute. But
yeah,
Xfinity race, like, had all the boys not been there for the Xfinity race, I think it would have been a little, a little boring. But
yeah, 100%. And what it is they do the super speedway package on those cars for Atlanta. and they need to just leave it alone for the 1.5 mile package. So if they fix that with the downforce and the power, the block off plate and everything, I think it's going to bring the racing back, because normally Xfinity is one of the best series to watch. I mean, especially short tracks, 1.5 miles, like they overall have some of the best racing.
That's true, but honestly, I think Xfinity has fallen off the last year and a half. I don't feel like their racing product has been as good. Is it because we don't have the same names as we used to? Is it because Joe Gibbs is like the one powerhouse team anymore? Because I mean, yeah, you got RCR that's decent. Austin Hill won the race, but as far as like every other weekend, it just seems like a Gibbs car is dominating every weekend.
Yeah, I mean, RCR does decent. Stewart Haas Racing does decent, and then
JRM is like I think JRM's driver lineup is terrible.
JRM wrecks or wins. The two option is wreck or win. That's the only two things. Because
like Sam Mayer wrecked like 10 laps into the race, didn't he?
Yeah, and then
that's right. It was after the first stage, because he wrecked, hit the wall, caught on fire, and then as soon as that happened, I had to go meet Joseph outside the gate to get him in.
Yeah, it caught on fire literally right by us, because I was downstairs coming up right at the same time. So I mean, like, he already got in a wreck, and then Allgaier had the fastest car. There's like watching that, Allgaier had the fastest car, and then right front went down and pinched over, ran into the wall, ran into whoever it was, and then into the wall. Ended his day early.
Yeah, I don't buy the right front going down. I think he just made a mistake.
I think he got a little too loose. He got too close, too loose in the corner. They were talking about it on Actions Detrimental as well. So I think he just got a little too loose, got into him, and then ended his day. He was going to win that race if not. And unfortunately, I know, we got Dalty in the chat, so congratulations to you.
What a weekend it could have been for Justin. Like Allgaier and Logano.
Yeah, I mean, he's got good taste, at least when it comes to Xfinity. We're going to have to work on his Cup Series driver, but at least for Xfinity, he's got a good driver.
Yeah, congratulations to Dalton for RCR winning. Let me know how that pizza party goes this week. Are you having a pizza party?
Gonna have to. But I mean, I want to shout out two people that are not normally in the Xfinity race, that were in the Xfinity race, that, I mean, they had to have turned some heads. And I'm going to talk about Corey Heim, and then I also want to talk about Taylor Gray. Both of them not eligible for points, honestly, for the race, because they're not full-time in those rides. And both of them, Taylor Gray wrecked out near the end. He was having a phenomenal day for the most part. He was a part of that Allgaier incident, if I remember right.
I have one more to give I don't know what we're having. I have one more that honorable mention for doing a good job. Lawless Allen, 15, the old Haley Guggen car. He was
no. Say his name again.
Lawless Allen.
Bro, you straight up had a lisp when you said it the first time.
Did I?
Yeah, Lawless Allen.
Lawless Allen. Mike Tyson.
Benny!
Man. Dalton needs to know the can you get the fuck off of me? He needs to know about that.
Not in our chat, in the group chat. Not in the huge chat. Yeah.
Lawless Allen. Lawless Allen. He had a pretty good run there at the end of the race.
He did.
That second to last restart or whatever it was, he was fifth, sixth.
Yeah, I mean, he did well. I mean, he stayed out of incidents all day, which is the biggest thing when you're at super speedways. And then he raced near the front. I mean, what else could you ask for? But, second week in a row, we're sitting here and we're talking about someone not pushing the right car for a win. Did you get to watch the race back yet?
No, I haven't.
So people are mad yet again. Corey Heim did not get behind and push Chandler Smith for the win. Instead got behind what's his name? Austin Hill. Got behind Austin Hill. So they're saying he pissed off the Toyota fans or the Toyota teams. But again, he's going for a win. You're talking about Chandler Smith, who's with Joe Gibbs Racing. And we already know Corey Heim and Joe Gibbs Racing is like oil and water. Apparently something happened back in the ARCA days, and it's just been going on ever since. So they got to figure something out here, because if you're going for a win, you're going for a win. I'm not getting behind another car that does not going to have the work. It's not in the right lane. It's not the fastest lane. He chose everything right to try to win a race.
Yeah,
Let's not hold him back.
I don't care. I don't know why we make an argument about, oh well, they shouldn't have pushed a different manufacturer to the win or whatever. Just like at Daytona with Parker Retzloff pushing Harrison Burton. Like, I don't care. Like, when it comes down to the last couple laps of the race, you got to do what you got to do to win a race. Like,
yeah,
these guys have said it before. These races are hard to win. It doesn't even matter if it's Xfinity Series, Truck Series, any type of racing series. It's going to be hard to win a race. And so, if we're bitching and complaining about team orders or not following team orders even at the last lap of a race,
yeah,
that's not what the sport was built on. I want to see these guys racing it out. Like the Parker Retzloff situation at Daytona, he wasn't even a part of the Chevy meeting. So, like, who cares? Like, that's not on him. So why does it matter? Same thing with Heim. Like, if you're coming to the last lap, you got to do what you got to do to win the race.
Especially when you're restarting that second, because you got to think about it too. Chandler Smith basically pulled a Kyle Busch because he pushed out there, and yes, he got to where right beside Austin Hill, and instead of dragging the brakes and getting back up with a line so that he could then be pushed and pass him, he decides to get right beside him and turns into an anchor with him. So he did not drive it right. We need to blame him, not Corey Heim, because Corey Heim, if he would have been behind Chandler and pushed him, Chandler would have only dumped him as soon as he got in front of Austin Hill, and then all of a sudden he would have been in that line going backwards. So it just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, like what David says, team orders are shitty. Look at F1. Like, we don't need that. Even if you go into a race with a strategy, it's fine at super speedways to work with your teammates and your manufacturers for the majority of the race. But it's 10 laps to go. It's all bets off. Like, I don't care. I really don't care.
Yeah, I mean, a win's a win. That's the one thing JRM will do. They'll freaking wreck each other for a win. They don't care. So
that is true. Like, there isn't necessarily, even if they do have team orders, they don't care. JRM, they do what they got to, and most of the time it doesn't work out for them.
No, most of the time it ends up making all three of the cars from the top 10 to the bottom 10.
Yeah. So, going back, Xfinity race definitely wasn't my favorite racing action on the track, but definitely was a fantastic start to the weekend, racing wise.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Saturday night at the track is always magical.
You ain't wrong. 21 will wreck anybody to win.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about that last move there. When was it Heim that Austin Hill put in the wall?
Yeah. He that's why he finished fifth, because he got on the outside of him and had the line behind him, but then Austin Hill used him up all the way into the fence, basically.
So it kind of reminds me of the Chase Elliott, Corey LaJoie deal at Atlanta a couple years ago. Like, yeah, I know you're coming to the win. You got to do what you have to win. But just to block a guy into the wall, I think that's a little far-fetched.
I mean, no one's racing. I mean, we've seen Chris Butcher. He's raced pretty saintly whenever you look into how he's racing guys. We don't have a lot of them out there that'll do that. Joey Logano definitely won't. Denny Hamlin will use you up all the way till there's less than one lane. Yeah. Larson will use you up. I mean, there's not many drivers out there. Kyle Busch is probably another respectable driver that I would name.
Martin Truex,
Brad Keselowski. There's a couple of them that are really respectable how they race, and they want to beat you just with their car. And then you got the other guys that are just going to beat you any way they can.
But look at – so I want to talk about that for a second. If those names you just listed off, the guys that are aggressive, Logano, Larson, Hamlin, are they winning?
Yeah.
Are they winning?
I mean, obviously Kyle Busch used to be that way, and that's when he was winning all the time. And now he's respectable.
And so at the time, Kyle had a very dominant car week in, week out. Like, that definitely has changed. There's a situation at RCR. They're getting better. But the point is like Martin Truex, Brad Keselowski, given, RFK's been on a little bit of a rise and getting better. So I'm not going to completely throw him in that category. But just talk about Martin Truex, and who else? Who's the other clean one we were just talking about? But those guys, if they're racing clean, they don't have the wins to show for it. Like Kyle Busch, he's not winning races week in,
Not
week
anymore.
out.
Ever since he cleaned up, basically.
Yeah, I mean, Martin's been in contention, but he hasn't been the most aggressive out there either.
Well, and he's there's some. I mean, that retirement curse is something strong and serious because Harvick last year, now Truex this year, just cannot catch a break. Ended up having issues again. They changed out the same. So Denny's thing ended up being wires, and so the spark plug wires, and so they ended up changing those.
That was in qualifying.
That was in qualifying, yeah.
Okay.
They fixed that, but when it comes to Truex, they swapped his two just in case, and it ends up having another completely different issue that ended up ruining his entire race as well. So, I mean, it's just he cannot catch a break. Right now, he is way down there, which the good news is he has two tracks coming up. Well, one track coming up that I think he can do really, really well in. Bristol
hasn't been kind to Martin.
No. Yeah, but Watkins Glen historically has been one of his better tracks, so I think he can pull it off. But I didn't realize it until someone was talking about it. He actually hasn't done good at Watkins Glen in the next gen era, so hasn't been as kind to him. But he's still pretty decent there.
I think I just fucked the Instagram stream up.
I'm still watching it.
Is it?
I'm watching. It's on my lower screen.
Oh. Well, let me know if it dies because
Hamlin strategy was dog water this weekend. So Hamlin, I don't believe what Hamlin said.
Let's go ahead and get into the Cup race.
Yeah, let's move into the Cup race now. So if you didn't see from the very beginning, Hamlin was just non-existent. Ended up having some plug wire issues in qualifying. Did not qualify well at all. Back of the pack, and he talked about it. Have you listened to Actions Detrimental yet? Because I don't want to ruin it if you haven't. Okay, so he says that he decided to lay back, and they were talking about it on DBC where it's like, hey, it was not. Yeah, Matt Pierce says we're good. Jax says we're good. I think he's got a shot to win Watkins Glen. He definitely does. Jax. I love Chase Elliott, but dang, I'm rooting for MTJ. Yeah, you have to finishing year, but. Hamlin had a terrible, terrible start, and apparently his crew chief also was not happy with Denny Hamlin's strategy of just trying to stick towards the back and finish out because Denny has not finished well at a super speedway this year. He's got the same curse that Larson has.
Well, Denny has wins on super speedways, so Denny's also finished at Atlanta.
Okay, true. How many times has Larson finished since the reconfig at Atlanta?
Not once. He's DNF'd every single Atlanta race since the reconfiguration.
You know what's crazy about that? He's still plus 15 points to the good. That's how many playoff points.
And that's after missing a race, too.
That's what I was about to say. That plus 15, and he missed a race. That is insane.
So if obviously he's won at Watkins Glen twice. He's won at Bristol. So I feel comfortable going into the next two races for Larson's chances. He's still 15 above the cut. He's just got to be smart the next two races. He doesn't even have to go win. He just has to, collect stage points and finish the race.
Middle of the field.
Yeah.
As long as he's top 15, he's fine. He's cool. He's good to go.
Yeah, I'm not too worried. Now I will say, Denny Hamlin, on the other hand, he's only plus two.
Hamlin and MTJ, they're, to me right now.
Hamlin's not a road course racer. He's gotten better, but he's not a road course racer. So
remember when he finished last year?
At Watkins Glen?
Yeah, second.
Did he?
Yeah. That was the one where he qualified first, and then he got past first pit stop, I think it was, but then he ended up finishing second last year. But that was on the tire that didn't fall off. They have a new tire they're bringing to Watkins Glen, which with fall off with Watkins Glen now, I think he's going to do dramatically worse than last year.
That's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. I'm really curious. Hey, Darren, thanks for joining.
Enjoy the TikTok live this weekend. Thanks again. Thank you, Darren. Really appreciate you for tuning in.
I'm really curious how Denny's going to do at Watkins Glen. that's a pretty big story for him going into the first round and already being +2 above the cut.
Yeah.
And specifically at Watkins Glen, you've got Austin Cindric. He ran fantastic at Atlanta.
He's got the
Stage
most points for super speedways out of any Cup driver.
Yeah. So he ran fantastic. He's 7th right now, +27 above the cut.
Mm-hmm.
He's a really decent road course racer. Now, I know he hasn't won a road course race in the next gen car, but he dominated in Xfinity. If he can just put a solid weekend together at Watkins Glen, our wasted playoff spot on Austin Cindric might actually advance.
No, it's still a wasted spot. I don't care what happens. I think he advances.
I know what you're saying, but +27, that's a nice comfortable bubble.
Well, you wrote down our picks, right? For who was going to do what for dropping out. I'm pretty sure I had him making it to the next round.
You did.
So I think he finishes this round out, but then next round I don't think he has a chance.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Our wasted playoff spot on Cindric, I feel comfortable that he is going to make it into the next round.
I think he is. I think he will make it into the next round. The ones I'm really worried about, Martin Truex, which I definitely paid to go on to the next round, and Hamlin, who I also paid to go into the next round. I think they have some worries, but at the same time, they have some backups because I think Hamlin and Bristol, he's won at Bristol on all the different ways they've ran Bristol other than dirt. So but he's good there. So no problem.
He's the defending winner of the spring race too.
Yes. Yep. And so he's got that one. Martin Truex hopefully has Watkins Glen. So both of them kind of have a savior race in there. What about Brad Keselowski? He's been running pretty good at short track, so he might be able to pull out something at Bristol.
And he's terrible at road courses. So
if I'm him, that's the one I'm really worrying right now. And I had him moving on to the next round.
I had him moving on, but not into the round of 8. So, hey, Bruce, appreciate it.
Good talking to you, brother. Hey, we'll see you at the Roval.
Yeah,
we'll see you at the Roval.
So there's some guys. We both had Bowman out in the first round. He's +27.
I'm about to say I think he's almost safe. He ran a really good race,
and he's pretty good at road courses too. So I think Bowman's going to be safe to transfer in.
Who's at the bottom right now? I know Martin Truex. I know
Briscoe.
Gibbs is the other one that's down there, right?
No, Gibbs is above. He's 1 point above. It's Brad, Burton, Truex, and Briscoe.
So Briscoe, I think he's unfortunately because of that accident where he pegged your boy right on the side, which I don't understand what his spotter was calling or looking at. That was insane to me. But he's already out, and he is so far down in points. I don't think he can come back from that at a road course and Bristol.
Yeah, he's going to probably have to win, and we'll see if Stewart-Haas has the speed. They haven't really been that fire at the road courses, so they might be in panic mode. It's pretty interesting. We got some guys here that are not exactly safe. Reddick is +33, Byron's +33, Bowman's +27, Cindric's +27, Elliott's +24, Suarez is +22. Both of us had Suarez out. I mean, Daniel's decent at road courses. He could collect some points and make a buffer for Bristol.
I could see him. I think he's going to point race all Watkins Glen.
I think so.
Because I think he knows that he has to get points here.
Yeah.
I think we'll try to go for some stage points to try to get those points up for him. Because you got to remember, significant playoff points right now is still in the hands of Bell, Larson, Reddick. Because after that you got Hamlin, but because of his penalty, he lost 10. I said Reddick.
Yeah. So, and honestly, Chase, because
Chase is just so consistent.
He was 3rd seeded. So, I think you're going to see. I think you're going to see the 2 and the 99 for sure point racing at Watkins Glen to create a buffer, and it's going to be tough for a couple of these guys to jump that cut line without winning a race.
Yeah, for sure.
This is going to be interesting.
And I kind of like how this is setting up because honestly, I want to see who can be the best. We've talked about it. We want the final round to be the 4 different tracks. And right now, the way this is kind of set up, we have a super speedway-ish track, and then we have a road course, then we have a short course.
It really is the perfect mix of tracks to start the round of 16 out, because the guys that were consistent through the year and collected points were able to bank those away for a mulligan at Atlanta.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Larson just used his.
I think Reddick could possibly win at Watkins Glen. We obviously know that. He can probably do really well.
Reddick can win every single week, honestly.
He's on fire. That's still my number 1 pick for the championship. Yeah. But it's gonna be an interesting thing to see. I think Chase will sneak into the deep run in the playoffs. Jax, I agree with you. I think I had him going out. If I remember right, I had him going out right there at the round of 8. I didn't have him in the final 4, but he finds a way. He knows Chase Elliott. I think it was round 8 he went out for me.
Yeah. I have him out in the round of 12, after the round of 12.
He finds a way. Him and Gustafsson, they work well enough together where they get the points they need. They finish in the top 10, and they're quiet all day. You don't even see it. And then all of a sudden, boom, top 10 finish. So very interesting there. Ooh, my phone is going to die.
Oh, that ain't no good. Darren said that my boss made me watching the live stream at work. Needless to say, I didn't get fired. He actually watched some of it with me, and he went home and watched it and enjoyed it. New NASCAR fan. See,
that's what we try to do. Yep, that we were talking. Our neighbors that were next to us, apparently they had a bunch of people with them that were first time there, and they came up on top of the bus and they enjoyed the race. I mean, they had a blast. We definitely had a little bit more people up there than we wanted, but it made some trips, and so yeah, thanks Charles Jr. But it made some NASCAR trips for some people and earned some new fans. So I'm super happy when we're able to do stuff like that. The streams, all the other pieces. Shout out to the 47 of Ricky being darn good. Some trouble on pit. Sorry, I'm about to lose Instagram, so I don't know if you can pull it back up again, but my phone's dead. Okay. But yeah, no, I mean it's awesome when we get to do stuff like this. That's why we do it. It takes away because I never get really pictures of myself or a lot of pictures for me, but I take a lot of photos, which y'all can see over on the Instagram side, and it's fun though. I enjoy it.
Yeah, took some sick ass photos, by the way.
Yeah, I still got to go through and finish editing them. I just did quick edits just to get them out there to y'all because I think I took a picture of everyone's driver. I think I got everybody. I wasn't quite sure, but
I didn't catch who actually won stages 1 and 2 because I wasn't on top of the bus for that part.
Penske swept the stages. So Cindric, I want to say Cindric got 1 and 2, both of them.
Okay,
but I know Cindric got at least 2.
He definitely banked some points.
Yeah, he had 47 points for the day. So he had, I think, 4th most points on the day out of all the drivers. So, I mean, he definitely raced well. He did a good job there. Unfortunately for a lot of us, because, I mean, both of my drivers ended up wrecking and not having the day that I wanted them to have. First Busher ends up hitting into the wall because of other people yet again. And then Noah Gregson, unfortunately, just washes out and ruins his day for the rest of the day. So it is what it is. But we at least had friends.
I was there with you.
I know. Yeah, well, yours was first. And as soon as it happened, I'm like, oh, man. And that poor Curse. Then you disappeared, and I'm like, is he, depressed somewhere? And then you're like, I'm in the garage. I'm like, oh, makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I was like, I don't want to be on top of the bus right now. So I went for a walk. I was like, I'm going to walk over to the garage and see if I can see Kyle coming out, which I waited there for a while. I saw Cliff walk out with a couple of crew guys. And I talked to Cliff didn't talk to him, but I shouted at him and just said, sorry for the shit luck. And then Kyle came out probably towards the end of stage 2. and you know where they had the guardrails at or whatever, where they can walk in the
Walk
driver lot.
out.
Yeah, he was walking by himself. There was nobody around me. There was nobody over there. I mean, I probably honestly could have walked in the garage because there was 2 security guards sitting there with their back turned towards me, and they were just playing on their phones. So, I mean, I probably could have snuck in there. But yeah,
we would never sneak into NASCAR stuff.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, Kyle walked out by himself, and I just shouted at him, gave him a fist bump. I was like, sorry for your shit luck, buddy.
Yeah,
made me feel better.
And I mean, that's one of the cool things about him, because if it was Chase Elliott, he would have ditched through the Xfinity garages and nobody would have ever seen him.
Well, and so like the crazy thing too is like Briscoe walked out about 5 minutes before Kyle did, and he had a PR guy with him, and Briscoe, like, I called his name and he looked at me, but he didn't really acknowledge me or anything. He just kept on walking. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Well, I mean, he's getting ready for his new home. That's all he cares about right now.
Yeah.
But okay, if they said it, I missed it. But what happened to Kyle's car? So they said the right front blew, but then I heard that that's not necessarily what happened.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see the car up close. I saw it come in on the rollback, but I didn't see it up close. Some of the pictures I looked at, the right front looked up. So I don't know. So I was obviously listening to his radio, and he said prior to anything happening, he said, you know, because Cliff asked him, like, how's the car? And he says, yeah, it's building tight. It's getting tighter and tighter and tighter. And this is before they even had the first pit stop or anything. And it's funny because Joseph actually bumped my shoulder like 2 laps before it happened. He was like, hey, looks like he's getting loose. And the lap before he wrecked, I watched him. I didn't really see anything. And then sure enough, the next lap, it looked like it just snapped loose on him. So I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of him getting tight, the way he's in that corner. I mean, obviously he's trying to push it to stay up where he's at. And then it looked like he kind of got in some of that dirty arrow coming off the cars in front of him. And I think that might have been what caused it. But it definitely it snapped on him.
Yeah, it was
straight to the wall. And I mean, it was hard.
So like I said, I was listening to his radio, and Cliff asked me if he was okay. And it knocked the fucking wind out of him because he's like, yeah, like it was a hard hit.
Yeah, I believe it.
I mean, he hit the wall pretty much right in front of us, and you could see where the wall was caved in even after the impact and everything. So,
yeah, and then somehow Chase Briscoe's spotter doesn't say anything to him about, hey, there's a car. So he's not slowing down. He doesn't pull to the bottom lane. He just keeps it right into the back of Larson, ending both of their days. So there's that.
Yeah. But then there wasn't really any other wrecks or anything until John Hunter, he wrecked.
Yeah, but that's a scheduled caution for him.
Yeah, scheduled, typical. Read the script. I don't think there was anything else except for the end. Typical, like we were getting ready to. I know there was a debris caution.
There was like 2 other debris cautions, and then there was the dumb debris caution, which is that stupid sign.
Was that the one when it was like 10 to go or something?
Yeah, that was the last one before the big crash at the end. That was the one where you could tell it was building, and there was going to be like a caution or something was about to happen, and then all of a sudden a freaking Walmart sign blows off the freaking tops of the fence.
Yeah, I hadn't gone back and watched the race yet, and I need to. But that was shaping up to be a really exciting finish of the race. Kyle Busch, I really thought Kyle was going to do it again.
Dude, he was charging.
Look, I think at this point in the season, Kyle Busch is in it to win it. That's all it is. Like, he doesn't care about anything else, doesn't care about points. They want to go win, keep that streak going. I hope he keeps that streak going. They've continually gotten better. I know it's a super speedway-ish race and anything goes, but he was fast at Daytona. He was fast at Darlington. He was fast this weekend. He was fast at Michigan. So I think they're building something here, and they're going to click off a win. I really think they are.
At this point, it's only a matter of time in my book, because I mean, he is definitely they are racing really, really well. Even Austin was racing really well for the majority of the race too. I mean,
Dylan.
Dylan.
Yeah.
Dylan. So I mean, like I think they have found RCR has done something to find speed.
Yeah.
They just have to figure out how to translate that into making the right call at the end of the race to where they don't get screwed by, just not having that fast car all day.
Yeah.
If they can figure that part out, they're going to be perfectly fine.
Well, we had, even though we had some cautions there at the end, it was a green white checkered, wasn't it?
It was a green white checkered. Always has to be green white checkered.
Always has to be green white checkered, which sucks because we were really shaping up to have a good finish there. Yeah, green white checkered, and I really thought that Logano wasn't going to be able to get by Suarez. It seemed like we had a little bit of a Penske versus Trackhouse there at the end. Suarez and Chastain, and then Blaney had damage, wrecked car and everything, came back and finished third.
You could barely see that the side of his car said 12.
Yeah.
He definitely
I didn't even know what he was involved in. I must have missed that part.
I missed whatever it was too, but yeah, it was something because you literally, it was like from the front of the 12 to the back was like almost completely gone on the side. So he got into something somewhere.
Yeah. So Blaney's second in points, plus 45. So he can pretty much have a bad race and still be above the cut.
Yeah, I mean he's gonna be fine. He's done really well this season, obviously. I mean that's evident with the points and everything.
We both have him in the final four. I think he's gonna point himself in that direction and get there again.
I mean, we got to
showing
still say
consistency and speed, sneaky.
How many races in a row now are we at with a Ford winner? And I still count Austin Dillon's as a Ford win because a Ford was going to win that race if he didn't kamikaze.
Well, yes and no. I mean, if that caution had not come out, Austin Dillon would have won that race. But I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Ford's hot at the right time. That's all. That's literally all that matters. Ford gets hot at the right time.
Yeah.
And then they do what they need to do.
Penske gets hot at the right time.
Yes. Sorry. Yeah. Penske gets hot at the right time.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not really happy about the one Penske driver winning though. I'm tired of seeing that cuck win races in person. Seen too many of them.
I would say you're almost a Logano fan now that you've seen him so many times win.
I've lost count of how many races I've been to that he's won.
It's a few.
It's like guaranteed that I'm going to see Logano or Blaney win a race anymore.
Yeah. We've seen Blaney win multiple times. I mean, back when I was still a Chase fan, I saw Chase win once, but other than that.
Or Bell. We've seen Bell win multiple times.
Have we?
Coke 600 and the Roval.
I guess so. I didn't even think about that.
Yes, it is so. What are you doing?
Sorry, I was unwrapping my book from like when it was in the library. It was bugging me this entire time. I'm like looking at it. I'm like, I gotta do it. It's my ADD. I can't help it. But
well, we go to Watkins Glen. You want to make some picks?
Watkins Glen. Let's make some picks. You go first. All right, you took too long. Tyler Reddick.
That's a tough one.
I'm going Tyler Reddick. I feel like he's definitely got it in the bag.
I'm gonna go with a little bit of sleeper pick here. Ty Gibbs.
I don't hate it.
I think he upsets it, but I
don't hate it.
I think he gets the win.
I hate him, but I don't hate the pick.
Why do you hate him so much? Because of Noah?
It's because he doesn't live up to anything.
Well, he is short.
That's why. But yeah, let's see what we got here. Man, I'm telling you, Chase.
Chase will make it past the round of 16, but I have him out after the round of 12. He doesn't make it past the next round.
I think he makes it. I think Bristol, he finishes in the top 5. Watkins Glen, he's going to finish in the top 10.
I didn't even catch his first race. I haven't seen any interviews or anything.
I haven't watched the first race.
I haven't watched
the regular race.
I haven't watched anything recap wise. I haven't listened to podcasts or nothing.
Yeah, I haven't gotten.
I'm kind of like trying to just process the weekend because it was such a great weekend.
Well, by the time you finish processing it, it's going to be Bristol time. We're getting the whole group chat, the entire group chat back together again.
Fuck yeah.
I can't
Running it back again.
It's going to be a great Bristol. We're going to have a great time, great friends. And, just you're looking a little sick. So make sure you get off a little early.
Yeah. I'll see what I can do.
We'll have Pal's breakfast for you there Saturday.
Oh, I'm coming on Friday, though.
I know, but you're not going to make it in time for breakfast.
No. What?
Can't have breakfast if you're there after breakfast.
I'm going to be there for the...
Friday, you're coming after noon.
I'll be there at like 5
p.m.
Yeah.
Breakfast is served till 11 a.m.
And I'll have breakfast Saturday.
Okay. I said that.
I know you said that. Goodness gracious. You're making a big deal that I'm not coming up first thing in the morning.
You're going to make me pull a Dakota.
Do it.
Right.
Do it. I think it's time to end the show.
I think it is time. Thank y'all, everybody, for joining us. Really appreciate everybody. You can eat it. How's this an all-day breakfast, is it? If it is, I have messed up because I've definitely gotten lunch there after I got breakfast.
You should know that. You should know that if you're Pal's #1 fan.
I'm not Pal's #1 fan. I'm not Pal's #1 breakfast fan, but I did not know that it was all day if it is. But no, it's going to be a great time. Cannot wait. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. We'll be back again next week. It'll be back at Monday.
I want to give a shout out, though, real quickly. We'll give a shout out.
Dalton, that's not what we're talking about.
Watkins Glen this weekend. Our boy, Uncle Chuck, Uncle Cuck, is sponsoring a race car.
Old Jersey Charles.
So,
yep.
Congrats, Uncle Cuck, Uncle Chuck.
Y'all look out for the 36 Xfinity car. It's going to have
36. He couldn't remember either.
I'm pretty sure it's 36.
It's DGM.
DGM Racing. Yep, right. DGM Racing, number 36 Xfinity car. Look out for it. Our boy Uncle Chuck, him and his dad's company are sponsoring it. Congratulations. That's pretty cool to me. I don't care who you are or what you think. Sponsoring a NASCAR Premier Series car is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
For real.
Hopefully one day, if we can get enough gifts and stuff for the social media, we might be able to get our Fascar 11 on a deck lid somewhere. So
you might get like a decal that big on like the quarter panel.
Dude, I want something one day.
You know you can do that,
but,
right?
I know. I've looked into pricing. Yeah, I know.
I do.
Yeah. Some of them, depending on the team, gets expensive. Depending on some of the other teams, not as bad.
Wonder if we can get on Live Fast.
So what?
Wonder if we can get on Live Fast.
Live Fast would probably be one of the cheaper sides. It'd probably be a couple $100.
Yeah.
Just walk by them on pit road, sticker on the bag, walk away.
Yep. Okay. It's been a show. It's been a weekend.
Thanks everybody for joining us. Great
Dakota,
weekend.
you suck. You weren't even here for the episode.
Yeah, I don't know where Dakota is, but he's abandoned us yet again.
You suck, but I love you.
Oh wait, Tony Elmines, KB has been a fighter lately. His win is coming. I never even saw your comment, brother. I am so sorry. I didn't see any of these.
Yeah, you weren't paying attention. You were taking a fucking wrapper of a book or some shit.
Well, too bad. Sorry.
Okay.
Well, good night, everyone. Later.
Yeah, bye.